Hello, hello. So we're comparing rectangles and parallelograms. And one of the things that's kind of crazy in my brain is I think of a rectangle and a parallelogram as the same shape, but one's been run over by a bus. So if you start with a nice square rectangle, right? It's got two short sides and two long sides, diagonals that are congruent, four right angles, and you run it over by a bus, what stays the same and what's different? Well, opposite sides are still parallel and congruent. I still have a top and a bottom that are the same size. I still have two sides that are the same size. The opposite angles are congruent. So if I go through the diagonal of the shape, they're the same. I have two acute angles now and two obtuse angles. So that's a little different. And if I take any two angles, they're going to add up to 180 degrees. So those are all kind of things that are the same. Opposite sides are parallel and congruent. Opposite angles are congruent. Neighboring angles add up to 180 degrees. Now, those are my three things, but you could have thought about different things. So don't let my things limit you and your choices. The things that are different are the diagonals are no longer congruent and they're not perpendicular. Diagonals are congruent, not perpendicular. Diagonals are congruent in a rectangle. They do not meet at a right angle. So that was not true. Diagonals are congruent in a rectangle and not in a parallelogram. So here, those diagonals are both 3. And here I've got like almost 5 and 3. And there are 2 lines of symmetry in a rectangle, but not in a parallelogram. I can fold a rectangle in half vertically. I can fold a rectangle in half horizontally. But try it. Draw a parallelogram on a sticky note and see if you can fold it in half like a taco. See what happens. The angles are going to just miss each other. It's going to be like when you try to high five somebody and it doesn't work. So again, those are just a couple of my differences. The diagonals are congruent in a rectangle, not congruent in a parallelogram. And there's 2 lines of symmetry in a rectangle and no lines of symmetry in a parallelogram. All right, I'll see you on the next page. Bye, guys.